I'm Tanya. Welcome back to My Cozy Retirement. I'm glad you're here. I thought today we would talk about ways to stay healthy in retirement and probably after 60. These are ways that I use to stay healthy, and I hope they would help you too. I'm not a medical professional, but I do enjoy a lot of different activities that help me during this time so I don't have to visit the doctor all the time, because that's not fun. So I hope you'll come along with me to talk about what I do to try and stay as healthy as I can. And I do have my trusty notes in front of me so I don't miss anything. Bear with me while once in a while I look down at my trusty notes. So number one would be obviously eating healthy. So trying to eat as healthy as you possibly can. I do not like cooking. So I usually need easy peasy meals. And I'm almost at the point now where I'm going to have a rotation of meals because that makes it easier. I know what I'm doing. It doesn't take a lot of planning. And when I do plan, I will just know what to buy for those meals and be done with it. I don't spend a lot of time in the kitchen. At least I try not to. I just enjoy quick, easy, but healthy meals. So they include lots of vegetables, they include a protein, you're going to want some grains in there, a little bit of fat, healthy fat that is. So I do try to meal plan and I try to meal prep. So going in the kitchen is like, okay, let's get in and out with a healthy meal. And that's what I do. Having all of that in order helps an awful lot, for me anyway, to not only eat healthy, but to have something that's easy and quick to prepare, so that I don't have to spend a lot of time in the kitchen because I don't like to. And have it a little bit less expensive is to eat what's in season mostly. Right now here where I live in Ontario, it's things like squash, turnip, carrots, potatoes. Those are staples that are a little bit less expensive, and then just add some of this other around it. Grains are great, they help fill you up. And protein depends what you like for your protein. For me, tofu, beans, chickpeas, quinoa, that kind of thing. Obviously, if you eat meat, to make your meals a little less expensive, you may only want to eat meat one meal a day, and the others have other types of protein with your meal. That would take the cost down quite a bit, because right now meat is pretty darn expensive. So just a thought. I also find that when I do buy vegetables or fruit and it's not in season, frozen is better than canned, and they taste wonderful. I find frozen a really good option and less expensive than buying fresh at times when it's something that's not really in season, and it tastes really good. So bananas is a really great option, and quite often if I have fruit that looks like it's gonna turn on me, go bad, I will right away freeze it, and then I can use it for smoothies or whatever. One way to cut down again on the cost of food or letting it go bad and having to throw it out. Number two would be to get your sleep. Something I have done recently is I have stopped eating all unnatural sugars. And I did that because I thought it's healthier for me. Excuse me while I grab a tea. It's really cold here today in Ontario. It's cold, wet, and dreary. Anyway, so a tea is a good thing. Oh, yeah, I love my tea. I stopped sugar after Christmas, unnatural sugars that is, after Christmas. And I stopped sugars because I know they're not good for you. The unnatural sugar and all the things that they're in is not good for you. I was an ice creamaholic every evening and a chocoholic quite often. So those are two foods that I hate a lot. So I could talk about this further in another video, but one of the things that I realized and I did not know was going to be a product of cutting out unnatural sugars was I am sleeping now. I'm loving that. So there is nothing that will put me back to having that sugar, because now I sleep all night. I do get up to go to the washroom, but I can go back and I can fall right back to sleep. As long as I don't have unnatural sugar. I can have natural sugars. I can have honey. I can have maple syrup, I can have fruit. So those are some of the sugars that I can have, and it does not affect me, which is kind of funny, eh? I had no idea that unnatural sugars that are in all these things, ice cream and chocolate bars and all that, actually made that kind of impact on my body. I probably should have known, but I didn't. And so after about 5 days of no unnatural sugar, I started to sleep through. If you're having trouble sleeping all night, think about giving it a try, even just for a week. Get rid of all unnatural sugar and then see how it goes. And let me know. Let me know if it works, because wow, I was totally surprised, shocked, and very happy. Number 3 would be to stay hydrated. So I drink lots of water during the day. I always have a water bottle with me. You can see right here. And in fact, I'll take a little sip right now. I love my water. So I will drink water all day long. I sometimes put lime in it, I'll put lemon in it, and I just carry water with me wherever I go. I'm never without my water. Number 4 is go outside. It is so good for us to be in nature and just enjoy the fresh air, whether it's raining or sunny. Really doesn't matter. You dress for the weather, right? And then there is no bad weather as long as you dress for the weather. I have to because I have dogs. So I still have to go out. Kind of pushes me. So maybe another option is to have a pet that you have to take for a walk. So get outside and enjoy nature. What I do sometimes is I walk and talk with friends. Rather than sitting and chatting with a coffee, we will possibly grab a coffee or a tea, take it with us, or not, and just walk and talk, so that we're getting the fresh air, we're getting the exercise, and we're enjoying each other's company. And I'm buying a new bike, so I will show you that in a future video for sure. They're not cheap. It's kind of an expense, but I think it's a good expense because it is going to help me to be outdoors, get exercise, enjoy touring my small towns. So I think it's worth it. Exercise. Speaking of biking, exercise is number 5. If you're on a budget and you can't afford a gym membership, it's not really a problem anymore because YouTube has everything. You just go on and you find what you want, whether it be yoga, whether it be a HIIT workout. There are so many options on YouTube that you can use, and it's free. So why not? You need to be able to kick your own butt to get it done. I'm not as good at that at home, so I do pay a gym membership. I've talked about that in the past, where I have paid Fit Body Boot Camp, and I also pay for indoor rock climbing just because that challenges me in so many ways. It challenges me because it builds muscle and strength, but it also, for me, hopefully, it's building courage because I am scared of heights, and climbing up that wall sometimes is terrifying. It takes me quite a while sometimes to get to the top before I'm done, but that's okay. And when I get there, I feel like, wow, I did it. Good for me. And then I move on to the next challenge there. And our indoor rock climbing that we have in a small town here, he just expanded and he has weightlifting as well. So he has all the whole gym with all the weights. So I may move into that as well. It's not very expensive. That might be something else I do. I just have to decide if I have the time to do it all. So I'm trying to get to the point, and I might have a video on this soon, where I have more time to do the things I love and less time to do the things I don't need to be doing. So we'll talk about that in a later video because it is just something that's on my mind lately. I don't know if it's because of spring cleaning. I'm going to have to show you, oh my goodness, all of the decluttering I have done. And I should not have this much stuff. But as you know, I thrift, and sometimes I have too much stuff. I am decluttering, and while I declutter, I'm thinking, you know what, this takes so much time. Anyway, we're going to talk about that in a future video, but not today. Today we're just talking about how to stay healthy. So obviously you don't have to join a gym. You can use YouTube. You could just jog, jogging, walking, hiking, yoga. That's easy to find on YouTube. So exercise, you don't have to spend a lot of money, but you need to keep your body moving. As you get older, If you stop moving, you're going to lose your mobility fairly quickly, and it's more difficult to get it back. And if that means walking, then walk. I would suggest making sure that you get some kind of workout in every day, at least 20 to 30 minutes every day, and get outdoors at least 20 to 30 minutes every day. It is so important for your well-being. It's all a matter of how it best suits you to get the workout done. So for me, it is boot camp and it is rock climbing at the moment. And when I buy my bike, it will be the bike as well. Oh, and of course my dogs, because they make me walk. So those are the things that help me to keep going, besides the fact that I know how good it is for my body and how good I feel after. So something to think about and to work towards. Tea time. Number 6, I have socialize. It is so important for us to socialize so that we don't feel lonely or depressed when we're stuck at home. I find even doing my videos helps, because I know I'm talking to people that are watching my video. When you leave a comment, I'm able to read it, and then I know what people thought, or maybe they have things to add to my videos, and it's fun to read the comments and to feel like, hey, this is a relationship. It's kind of fun. So that is one way, but it is also very important to actually get face-to-face with friends or family. So as I talked earlier, if you want to do a few things at once, if you want to get some exercise in and you want to be outside, walk and talk with a friend. Then you have your social, exercise, and outdoor time all in one. So walk and talk with a friend. You can also have just a games night. Have friends in, have some treats of some sort. You can have them each bring a treat and you supply the beverages. The coffee, the tea, the bubbly water, whatever it is that you choose to supply. Another option that is inexpensive or free here, at least where I live, is that there are groups. So the library puts on groups for people to come for free. There's like the book club, I think a knitting and crocheting group. There's a craft group. There's all sorts of groups at our libraries. So that's something to look into in your area, because it is free and it's a great way to have an activity, but also to enjoy meeting other people. Churches usually have groups as well, different types of groups, different types of activities going on. And sports is another great way to meet people and to enjoy the sport while you're there. Number 7, to learn something new. And this is to keep your brain going, right? So for me, one of the new things that I learned was YouTube. Trying to figure this out. Oh my goodness. Hurts the brain, I tell you. It's not easy. And I still have so much more to figure out. But for now, it's working. It's good enough. And it has been a learning process. But it's a lot of fun too. You can go to your library again. There's all sorts of different groups that they have that you can learn different things, whether it's learning to crochet or to knit, like I said, or learning a craft. They have all sorts of groups that you can go and learn. And free. Again, YouTube is great for learning so many things. So take on something that you find you really enjoy and learn how to do it. And it's free again. You know, nowadays we have so many options for learning in free ways, for working out in free ways, for socializing in free ways. Like, there is so much out there. We just have to take advantage of it. So number 8, budget and plan. And I put this in here as a health benefit, because it's not healthy if you allow yourself to get into debt, and it's very difficult to get back out. So I decided I would put budget and plan as also a healthy habit. So when you're thinking of budgeting, depending on your income and what it is at this point, you can budget to do some of the activities that you really want to do. So but budgeting for some of these things is much better than putting yourself in debt and then having to climb back out. It takes away the pleasure, the fun that you would have had afterwards, because then it's like, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have put myself in this much debt. Now I'm going to have months to pay it off. And you end up paying more for it because the interest rates are not low. I would suggest that planning ahead, something you want, and budgeting for that is a better way than putting yourself into debt. But if it's at all possible to have an emergency fund, put some money away so that something comes up, your car breaks down, whatever it is, you don't have to stress because you have that emergency fund ready for that cost. That is important as well. So having an emergency fund put aside, I would say, is first. So plan for an emergency, right? You don't know what the emergency is going to be, but plan for the emergency and put some money aside. Then once you've done that, you'll feel a sense of freedom because you have some money put away and you know that if anything comes up, you'll be able to handle it. And it's also given you the experience now of budgeting and saving towards something important. And the next thing you might save for is flying to see friends or family, or going traveling somewhere, or going camping, or having a day spa. I'm going to put that in my budget. I think I'm going to have a day spa soon. Anyway, so planning, budgeting, and then being able to enjoy whatever it is that you've budgeted for is so much better than putting it on a credit card, enjoying it, and then having stress because of it. Not the way to do it. So I would say that yes, budgeting and planning is very, very important for your health and well-being. Number 9, purpose. Finding a purpose in your life. It doesn't have to be the same purpose year to year. You could have a different one. But one of the ways to find a purpose is to try different volunteering. Volunteering is known to raise people's happiness. So although you're volunteering to help someone else, it's actually helping you at the same time. So I'm thinking about some of the places I could volunteer around where I live, and volunteering at nursing homes, going and having visits with people that don't have anybody to come and visit them, or reading to them, or if they're able to play a game with them. Also volunteering at animal shelters. Wonderful way to enjoy some cuddly time with some fur babies. There's volunteering at schools and helping a child to learn how to read better. So you can volunteer at hospice. So there's so many places, soup kitchens, some thrift stores. So many ways to volunteer, and that's one way to maybe find your purpose if you don't know it already, and to get that happiness feeling when you're helping others. It actually helps you. So that's good. And then there's number 10. And I love this one. Have fun. So basically, as you're doing all these things, just try to have fun. So have fun with budgeting and planning, because you know you're budgeting towards something that you really want. And volunteering, you can find something that you really enjoy doing. Have fun in life. Dance and be silly when you want to, but enjoy life. So find ways to have fun. Just because we're adults doesn't mean we can't have fun. Think about when you were a child. I mean, that's basically what you wanted every single day, was just to do fun things. So we should do that. So those are some ways that I, at least, try to keep healthy. I'm hoping that it'll work for you. You know, the funny thing is, I was not active until about 40. Until I hit about 40. And then I think a light bulb came on and thought, man, I need to start getting more active. I'm going to lose any muscle I have. So yeah, so I've been active since about 40. And I just seem to be getting more and more active every year rather than less. And it's fun. So I hope all of these suggestions will help you with your health, well-being, and happiness, as it has me. And every year I find more things that I want to do that are healthy. This year, it's going to be biking is a new thing. And the other thing, I don't know if it's healthy or not, but I'm going to be doing some car camping. So those are 2 things that are fun and healthy. That's my new things this year. Last year was paddleboarding. I started paddleboarding when the water got warmer. I started paddleboarding, and that was fun. Boot camp has been a few years now. I think probably 6 years, 7 years. I've been going there. And rock climbing has been off and on for about 3 years. And I hope these suggestions help you. And if you have any new suggestions at all, please put them in the comments. And then everyone that watches and reads the comments will also benefit from those suggestions. I mean, that's how we all do this, right? Thank you so much for joining me today. So, life is full, and I'm grateful. Thank you. Bye-bye.